think a lot of people don't know exactly what HR means, and that's because at different companies it means really different things. So if you take when I was at BMW, it literally meant human resource management. So making sure we had enough people on the shifts to be able to build the cars. When I was at the mini plant in Oxford, it was also thinking about our future human resource talent. So apprentice schemes, making sure that we had good apprentice schemes in place, and that we were attracting like diverse people to do those apprentice schemes. And then when I moved to Carwow, so Carwow was a startup and was 50 people. So HR there for me meant thinking about what do we want this company's culture to be like? Like, how do we want people to feel? How are we going to attract people to come and work here? Because no one knew who Carwow was, so it was really important to reward people right, treat people right, and then keep people. That was the most important thing. So how did we make sure that people could keep learning and growing and developing and feeling like they were making progress in their own careers? And at DeepMind, it's still similar to that. So we call ourselves people and culture rather than human resources. And we think about people, we think about culture. So that could be working on organizational wide projects on culture, or working with managers to help them to make sure that people have the best experience they can at DeepMind. And I guess that's a little bit like, well, if we work closely with managers, it's a little bit like if you have a fantastic geography teacher, people will enjoy geography more. So if managers are brilliant, a lot of people experience the organisation through their manager. And so if they do a fantastic job, then people will enjoy working at DeepMind more and will stay at DeepMind for longer.
Fine. So culture very much is just how people feel when they're in the organisation. Is that essentially what it means? Culture
I normally describe as the way things, how things are done around here. So the way things are done, and how things are done has an impact on how people feel. So if you were rewarded for every good piece of work you did, if you got promotions when you deserved them, if your well-being was looked after, if your teammates were great, then that impacts the culture and that impacts how you feel.
And I guess from a business perspective, you want to retain the best talent, right? You to enable DeepMind or whatever the organization is to progress and be competitive and be at the cutting edge. You want the best talent there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then traditionally, if I think of HR, I think about things like hiring people and actually maybe if someone's not performing, maybe trying to help them perform at their best. Is that an element of the HR role as well?
Yeah. So hiring and firing is something that a lot of people put under the HR banner. Yes, very much so. So that can be supporting people to help them to do their job well, and whether that's through training, whether that's through like one-to-one development plans. We typically work with the manager on those development plans.
Sure.
Or it could be helping people to understand what their strengths are and make sure they're in the right job. Like a lot of times people might not be doing very well in one particular job, but they're fantastic at a different job.